Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about something that I often have to deal with and something that is not okay, and that is sexual harassment. And I also wanted to turn this video into a little story time just so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. Sexual harassment is not okay in any form. I know a lot of you are going to comment down below saying, "Oh, Natalie, well, you deserve it because you asked for it. Your body is more developed than other girls." Like, right there, that is sexual harassment, and that is something that I have to deal with every single day on social media. I get thousands of comments on my Instagram and on my YouTube videos of people telling me that and like asking why my boobs are this certain size and why my body looks like this, and that right there is sexual harassment. And it's just gotten to the point where like I feel like I need to speak about this. If you came to this video to tell me that I am the one asking for it and that because my body looks a certain way I deserve to be sexually harassed, it's pretty much like telling me that a little 12-year-old girl deserves to be sexually abused because her body is more developed than every other girl in her class. That's not okay. That's not her fault, is it? No. So I was in a car with a few friends. It was around like 10 p.m. We went to a gas station because my friend was gonna get something. So he got out of the car and we were waiting for him in the car. My girlfriend was sitting in the passenger seat and I was on the back with another guy friend. And there's another car next to us, and there's this dude probably in his early 30s, I don't know. He kept on walking around his car but like looking over at us and just being really weird, and we didn't really know what was going on. And then he leaned against the car and took his shirt off. We're like, what is he doing? And then he started touching himself. At first we thought it was funny and like we were very uncomfortable, but then it just got really weird. He like took his pants off and like started masturbating himself, and like it was just really gross. He did it for like 10 minutes just right there, staring directly at my friend and just being really weird. And like then he pulled it out and like he had a straight boner, and it was just really disgusting, and it just made all of us very uncomfortable. Even the guy who was sitting next to me, my friend, he even felt uncomfortable, and we were just like, we didn't know what to do because it was late at night. And then again, like, there's crazy people out there, like, who knows if he had a gun or like, I don't fucking know. I felt so uncomfortable, and I cannot imagine being in that situation by myself. I would be terrified. Although it was like a really disgusting situation that we all had to deal with, at least we were all together, and like it wasn't just me and my girlfriend. It was, there was a guy in the car. But like I just can't imagine being in that situation by myself, and like I never wait for anyone in a car, especially at a parking lot. So finally Sammy comes back to the car, and the guy gets really scared. He like puts his pants up really quick, gets in his car, and like locks his doors, and he's just like parked there. And like he got in the car and we were like, yo, like this dude was being really weird. And then we just like drove away. Another thing that has happened to me, and this is something that has happened to me a bunch of times, but I think this one was like the most disturbing one. I was at a restaurant with my friend, one of my best friends, and her sister, and we were just eating and talking and being normal. And this dude came up to me, and he was, how old was he?
Probably like 39.
Yeah, probably like 39, 40, who knows. So he came up to me, to our table, and he like asked me something. I don't even remember what it was. It was like, oh, do you go to that gym? Or like something stupid. And I'm always really nice. So I was like, oh no, like, you know, like just responding to his questions. Yeah, and then he just started asking me a bunch of very inappropriate and sexual questions that I feel very uncomfortable with. And I honestly didn't know what to do. And that's another thing about sexual harassment, is that when you're just like, it's so weird that like you don't even know how to respond to it, you know what I mean? So he was asking me a bunch of questions, and I was just sitting there like just trying to eat my food and like not pay attention to him. He wouldn't leave. So my friend, who also felt uncomfortable, and she wasn't even being approached, but she even felt uncomfortable, like she stood up and she was like, yo dude, she's 16, so like leave her alone. We're trying to eat our food, and she's not interested in talking to you. So he got mad that she did that, and he started like yelling at me, and he was like, oh really, you're 16, so why don't you show up and show me, come on, turn around, show me.
I don't know, he's like, let's see that ass, like, let's see
Yeah.
your 16-year-old little ass, like, gross shit, gross stuff.
Yeah, he was just saying really gross things. Show me, like, just really gross, and I was just sitting there like, okay dude, like, get the fuck away from me. He finally left, but it's just like not okay. And this has happened to me a few times, and even when I'm by myself, and it's kind of scary because, like, for example, I take Ubers and Lyfts everywhere I go by myself. I don't have a car, I don't drive, so I'm always in an Uber or a Lyft. And there is times where, you know, I feel uncomfortable and like I have to cancel an Uber, or like I'll just get out of the car. Sexual harassment is not okay in any form, and I've said this like 3 times already, but it's really not, and it doesn't matter how small it is. If you're in a situation where you feel uncomfortable, you should be able to stand up for yourself and make it clear that they're being inappropriate or you don't feel comfortable or whatever. You know, I just want to make this video and help other people out there who deal with the same shit. And I have a lot of friends who unfortunately have been sexually abused, and it breaks my heart. And that's why me living out here on my own, or like just being in many places where I have to be around men that are disrespectful and rude and just gross, you know, I've learned a lot of things that have helped me be safe and not be put in situations where it's unfair for me or uncomfortable. You know, always carry on some pepper spray. You never know what could happen. Don't be in parking lots by yourself. When you're walking in a parking lot, don't be on your phone. I never go to public restrooms by myself, and even if I'm hanging out with all my guy friends, I always tell one of my guy friends, hey, could you come with me to the restroom and wait for me, and just make sure that no one weird comes in. And you know, sometimes a lot of us don't think about these things, but there's really crazy and weird people out there, and you have to be careful. Another thing that I've learned is that for example, my best friend, she has my current location at all times, so she can see where I'm at. In case, you know, I don't have service or something, she'll be able to see where I'm at, and that's something you should do with someone you're really close to, your mom, your dad, a sister. You know, also if you're out at nighttime, don't take normal UberX, or like if you're with friends, try to get a ride with your friends, or split an Uber or something. Try not to be by yourself. You know, hang out with people that you feel comfortable with and you feel safe with. Sexual harassment is not something that just happens with strangers. Unfortunately, you can be sexually harassed by family members or friends, or even your boyfriend or boys. You know, I've learned from this, and all I have to say about this is that don't do anything you don't feel comfortable with or you don't feel safe with. If you are with a boy and he's pressuring you to do something you don't want to do, right there, that is sexual harassment, and you shouldn't feel like you have to do that. Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to say stop, or this is not okay, or call someone or call the police or something. Like, that is something that I am telling you because there's been times where I've been scared and I've been in situations where I don't have the guts to say no, or this is not okay, and then I realized it wasn't okay, and I like punish myself for it. If you're watching this and you've been sexually harassed or sexually abused, I just want you to know that you should not feel bad about yourself. You should not feel like it was your fault. You shouldn't blame yourself. You know, some things happen and it's not your fault. It does not define you as a person, and you are beautiful, and I'm really sorry that you have to go through that. And that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. I want to be able to help as many of you as I can. I love you all so much, and I hope all of you have a beautiful rest of your day. Don't be afraid to have a voice and stand up for yourself. I send you all muchos besos y abrazos, and I'll see you guys on my next